vanish.
What's happening to you guys? It's Xenoverse Sonic here and welcome back to another video. So a couple of hours ago we got some brand new information for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and before I go on I just want to give a quick shout out to Rhymestyle, who actually went to E3. He had the opportunity to go to the Bandai Namco booth and see Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 before everyone else, so he got some information and he's been sharing it on social media and on YouTube. So all of my information is kind of coming from his information, so shout out to him for sharing the information and giving the fans some more stuff to talk about. So as you guys know as well, along with Rhymestyl's information, we also had that GameSpot interview where GameSpot had an interview with the developers for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and we got some small snippet of information from that perspective. So I'm gonna talk about that point first before I go on to what we learned from Rhymestyle. So from the GameSpot side of things, we only learned two small important information that, you know, depending on who you are as a person, it may not be relevant to you or it may, you know, be crap to you. It depends really who you are. So essentially, one, we got confirmation that there's going to be training mode. So if you're someone kind of like me who plays this game at a more advanced level, who kind of likes to know the ins and outs of every mechanics in Xenoverse, training mode is a great place for you to go and practice the combos and, I guess, mechanics of the game at a more advanced level. So we got confirmation that it's going to be training mode in the game. The other information that might disappoint a lot of fans is that Dragon Ball Super content will not be available on disc when the game releases on the specific date. So we might see Dragon Ball Super as DLC content, and if that's the case, I'm actually perfectly fine with that, because, you know, either way we're still gonna get Dragon Ball Super content, and specifically the most important content of the Dragon Ball Super series is going to be probably the Black Goku scene, because that's actually the most interesting arc currently going on right now. So that's the only one I care about. So there is that. Besides that, we didn't get too much information on how customization was going to work. We didn't really get any more information afterwards, because, you know, the developers are being very strict. They're not going to be releasing any more information until the game gets close to its release. So yeah, there's that. So now let's kind of move on to what we learned from Rhymestyle's perspective. So first of all, we got more information on how the import system will work in Xenoverse 2. So as you guys know, a couple of weeks ago we were told that we had the ability to import our old characters from Xenoverse 1 to Xenoverse 2, and a lot of people were kind of confused on how that would actually work, like, because right now our characters are pretty much OP. Each of us have at least, I'm hoping, a level 99 character at our disposal. So either our stats were going to get resetted and we're just going to be taking our cosmetic looks into Xenoverse 2, or we're going to be overpowered as hell. But it turns out that it's going to be neither of those cases. So what's going to happen is that, as you guys remember back in the original trailer we saw for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, we saw a hologram statue of the preset custom created character. So as you guys know, the one with the red hair and white cape and all that stuff. So what we're doing is we're not importing our characters, but we're actually just importing the image and the history of our characters into Xenoverse 2. So when we go around and talk to the NPCs and stuff like that, our character will be referred to as a hero. So let's say, for example, since my character's name is Pyrus, if I go talk to a specific NPC, maybe the Supreme Kai of Time, for example, she might make a reference to my character saying, oh, there was once a time patroller just like you, his name was Pyrus, and he was the legend who saved, you know, history. So that could be one of those mechanics that you might see in Xenoverse 2. So essentially the main point is that every single person, when they pick up Xenoverse 2, will have to create a brand new character again. And from what I saw from the tweets anyways, it sounds like there's going to be some new attributes, some new traits for each of those new characters to make you actually want to switch to a different race. So for me, I'm still gonna play as a Saiyan, because, you know, it's Saiyan. I grew up with Dragon Ball, so my only race that I actually ever wanted to be is a Saiyan. I think the humans are a pointless race. I'm sorry, that's just the facts. The Namekians are cool, but they're not really my type or whatever. And essentially, the Frieza race are actually pretty cool, but I'm still gonna be sticking with a Saiyan whatsoever. Hopefully we might actually see some new races. I know a lot of people want to actually play as the androids, the Kupi, the Kais. I'm thinking from a Dragon Ball Heroes perspective. Like, there's a lot of races that they could pull from Dragon Ball Heroes and implement into the game. And from what I've been hearing as well from the videos that Rhymestar has been making, is that Bandai Namco and Spike have been taking a lot of our feedback and a lot of our suggestions into consideration when they're making this game. Basically, Xenoverse 2 is the fan game that we want. Like, they are really making this game for what we've been asking. Like, they really want to make this game the best game possible, and on top of that, they're going to be having a post-launch support for this game. So after this game comes out, there's going to be a 1-year support for this game with free DLCs and essentially paid DLCs. So the free DLCs are going to be working, I guess, I'm assuming anyways, on free parallel quest, free items, like little items like capsule or new clothes or whatever the case may be. And paid DLCs would be like fleshed out stuff like new moves, new cinematics, missions to do. I don't know how it's going to work, but yeah. And we also got a screenshot which was actually pretty interesting of, this might be part of the story, but we see the super grand Namekian pretty much unlocking the potential of a time patroller, so that we might have our abilities unlocked. I know it's a gimmick, but I'm just going to mention it out there. So yeah, now that's pretty much all we know for the information so far. There's going to be more information at the Tokyo Game Show, so that's going to be in a couple of weeks, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, now I know they say that they're going to be trying and give support for Dragon Ball Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and that's great stuff, but I'm kind of thinking that the ultimate way to keep this game alive, and that's just my own opinion, you can let me know if this opinion is trash or not, is to implement I know it's too late now because the game is coming out. It's funny really, because they said in the trailer that the game is coming out in autumn, but in the interview at GameStop they said winter, so it's kind of like a mixed message here. So it could be either September or we could see it at a December release. So I'm gonna guess the game's gonna come out sometime in October, November. That's where I'm aiming at with this release. The point is that they said that they're going to be giving us support for this game once the game comes out. I kind of want to see them implement, if it's not too late, a cross-play or cross-platform system where the PS4, Xbox One, and PC user base is integrated like into one system. That way you always have someone to play with. So because with Xenoverse 1, there's no denying it, the PC community died out first. I think the Xbox side had problems or something like that, and the PS4 died out follow on after that. So but the PC has always been this type of community that they play the game, it's there, but after a while we obviously have other games to play and the community dies down and there's not many people online. That happens with all games. But if you were to do the crossplay system, because I see a lot more games starting to do crossplays, Rocket League is the one example I can give. They didn't have crossplay initially, but after doing the background working with networking and stuff like that, they were able to integrate network play with the Xbox One side, so, and PC obviously of course. So if they don't do it I guess initially on the release day of whatever the case may be, they could do it as a additional DLC or additional free DLC like they said before, and implement a cross-platform, so at least you'll have people to play with. But yeah, that's all we know so far with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I'll obviously keep you guys up to date with all things Dragon Ball related stuff and obviously anime stuff and stuff like that on this channel, and more so on my website as well, because I've been doing a lot of writing there. But point is, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you to all the people who, oh, damn it, I just hit my hand. Thank you to all the people who've been sharing information from, you know, E3 and stuff like that. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. I'm pretty surprised by that, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are probably coming up with some ideas saying that this game is going to be rushed. This game looks like they're just going to grab our money, whatever the case may be.